Shalom, Aham, Wabaraka, and Happy Hanukkah. Also, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, Waharakadosh. Double honors to the elders, the prophets, the apostles, and the disciples bringing out sincere 100% truth. And since it's still Hanukkah in the house, and my kids are in playing, and they don't know any of the world holidays. They just never really celebrate them. All praises to the Most High for that. That He was able to wake me up early enough that these young ones right here are able to only know these biblical high holy days. But what I wanted to talk about today was just one thing that's been on my mind for about a week. The eye of the needle. So when you go to the book of Matthew, you can also get it in Luke 18 and 22. Let me go to Matthew first, and then I'll move over to Luke, because I like the way Luke also says it. But let's start at Matthew 19, and we're going to go 19 and 24, and then we're going to move around a little bit. And again, I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God, which is Yahweh. So I got curious about that eye of the needle, and I looked it up. The eye of the needle was a name given to the gates of Jerusalem, Yerushalayim. Isn't that neat? The holy city. It's hard to get through. So, because to enter or exit with a camel, you would have to remove all your luggage from the camel. So then, once you get the luggage removed from the camel, you gotta coax this camel to go through this small area. And I honestly think it doesn't seem like every camel's gonna want to do that. So it could take up to what they were saying, like a half a day just to get through this place, depending on what you were trying to travel with. And so it really, really got my attention what the eye of the needle is really talking about. Because you got to take everything off and get rid of it all. And then you still got to fight your way through this entry. And then once you get through, the road is very narrow and hard to navigate. And they're just it brings a precept right away. What was it? Narrow is. Let me see. I'm getting that precept right now. Narrow is the gate. What chapter and verse? Yes, it is. Matthew 7 and 13. I'm just going the wrong way with it. So, Matthew 7 and 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Okay, I destroyed that verse. Let me go ahead and read it again. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. 14. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. So that's why it's very funny to me that literally the eye of the needle is the gateway into Jerusalem. And that gate's narrow. Narrow is the path. Narrow is the path. And straight is the gate. So it's not a wide or a broad opening. It's very hard to get through. And this path, what does it say about this path? I already told you that literally the eye of the needle, it says that this path is hard to navigate. It's hard to go through it. Okay, so let's read that again though. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way that leadeth unto life, but few there be that find it. So not very many people are willing to take off that worldly physical luggage and spiritual luggage to fit onto this straight gate and narrow path. So let me prove that. Let's go back to, now let's jump over to the book of Luke because I really like this breakdown. So let's go to Luke 18 and 22. Luke 18 and 22. Now when Yahushua, or Jesus, for you guys that don't know, his name is Yahushua. Now when Yahushua heard these things, he said unto him, Yet lackest thou one thing, sell all that thou hast, and dispute unto the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven. And come, follow me. And when he heard this, he was very sorrowful, for he was very rich. Let me go back over to the book of Matthew 19. Watch this. Let's go to Matthew 19 and 22. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. So he had a lot of luggage to be able to fit through that narrow gate. And what happened to him? Let's jump back over here. When he heard this, he was very sorrowful, for he was very rich. And when Yahushua saw that he was very sorrowful, he said, How hardly shall they that have riches enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. And let's jump up to verse 21. Because this is a side note. I want to go a side note with this. Go to verse 21. And he said, all these have I kept from my youth up. Now, right there, that verse, he's talking about the laws. He is talking about the laws. And what does it say in this book? You aren't going to enter into the kingdom from keeping the laws. And this guy proves it. Because he's keeping the laws. And the Most High said, come on and follow me. And you know what? What happened? What happened to him? He didn't have faith. He had faith in his riches. He was unwilling to unload all of his riches and just distribute it. Like I said, you can't take, once you unload all that, you can't take that through the narrow gate, just a bunch of trips back and forth, and then reload all of your spiritual and physical, worldly luggage, and then try to navigate the narrow path. You'll never make it. You'll never make it. You got to get rid of all that stuff and be able to leave it behind. See, he was unwilling to do that, and it just reminded me how the elders will teach that you can't. Just because you keep the laws doesn't mean you're getting in the kingdom. He's keeping the laws, and he was invited by Yahushua himself face to face, but he's unwilling to go into the kingdom because he's unwilling to remove his worldliness. So, with that being said, if you got ears to hear and eyes to see, I just hope you were able to get something out of this message. And also, happy Hanukkah.